my Dallas nigga hurt.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What is going on out here on today? Listen, welcome everybody once again to the Big Time Show podcast. Last time my check is 3 o'clock, a little bit past 3 o'clock on a Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon. That means that Big Time Show is here. It's no question. I mean, y'all should know that by now. We've been doing this for almost 2.5 years, if I'm not mistaken. But at the same time, Mondays at 7, 3, on Saturdays. And so this ought to be the regular routine. Welcome to everybody that's here. Welcome to everybody that's on Podbean right now, the original home for the podcast. Welcome to those of you that may be watching by the second home of the podcast, which of course is the Sports Empire Network. And recently we have added a third home, which is the Variety Sports Network. So what that means, the show growing. That's really all you need to know. The show is growing, and it's because of people like you that are watching this either by live right now, or those of you that may be watching this later, or those of you that may be watching the replay. Do me a favor, everybody. If you're watching, why don't you share it? I mean, it don't cost you nothing. Just share the page if you can. It would be nice. You would help your boy out so much if you would do that. It would be great if you would. I would enjoy it. I would appreciate it. It would help your boy out, no doubt about it. And so do that for me, if you will. And then we'll be able to move on. Listen, I think you need to share today. I want to commend a couple of my guys, and I guess essentially, myself as well, because it's showtime now. It really is, y'all. It's showtime now. Training camp for the Dallas Cowboys starts this week. We've made it through pretty much summer, where Cowboy news has been rampant. It's rampant because all of the sports stations will not let us die down. It just won't. ESPN every morning has a section in there about the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all know that every time, whether it's Get Up, whether it's First Take, can the Cowboys do this? Can Dak Prescott do this? Can the Cowboys pay people this? Can the Cowboys do it? Really is to the point where it's really just unbelievable about how the Cowboys continue to push the narrative or continue to garner so much attention with the NFL as if it is the only team in the NFL. All you hear is about the Dallas Cowboys. That's all you hear about. I'm coming to the comments in a second. I don't see them yet. I know you're there. I just got the notification. I just ain't went to the screen yet, so I don't want to be rude and not say something to you guys for just helping your boy and joining in. I'm going to try to tag in some of my brothers. Hopefully they can get this. I don't know if it's on there. Let me say, hey, I see people. I see Mr. Ty. I see you. I see you, NBA Cypher. Yeah, I'm finna go to work, man. In just a second. Joe, guy who's been with me just about from the beginning. Man, I thank you so much, Joe. Braille, thank you. Terry, what's up? Eastside Harold, the haters in the house is jankiness. I got you. I see you, Terry. I see you, brother, mother-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday to her. Jory, what's up, Jory? Chris, I see you, brother. Mike, some of these people have been with me just about from the beginning of my podcast, so it's almost like it's a family. I appreciate those of you that have decided to come and hang with your boy. What's up, Mo Better? What's up? Hey, I see Miss Beeks is in the house. I don't know if that's you or your lovely little girl, but whoever you are, which part of the Beeks family it is, I thank y'all for joining in real quick with me. So I'm sharing right now. Forgive my rudeness. I'm sharing right now. I'm going to get this going real quick, and I promise you we're going to talk a little football because we got some things that we need to talk about right now. I think we do. I know we do. It's got to be talked about. Let me share this again with my people. Y'all don't mind, do you? Y'all hold on tight. I'm coming. Y'all wait. Y'all know I'm crazy. Just wait. Hold on a second. Yeah, I come. Just wait. Just wait. Gotta find my folks here. You the guys don't know, but I have a Patreon page that's on my Facebook page. And it's people who've been with me from the beginning, and they actually okay, thank you so much, Miss Beeks. I believe that is you that's doing. I appreciate it. What's up, Brett? I see you, man. Some of these people have their own shows, like Brett and Mo. I think Mo's in here. Christopher Homestead, Jory. These are people that have their own shows. NBA Cypher, I believe it's you, Mo, on your YouTube page. I believe I'm right. You need to follow these people, man. I mean, look, I run with folks that know what they're talking about, and it's just unbelievable of how good they really are. No question about it. Listen, I just shared it out again, and forgive me for stalling time, but I want my folks. I need to. Let me see if I can tag people. I don't know if this is going to do this. I'm going to type this in. This is what I wanted to know. I'm tagging people. I hope it tags from where I am. Let me just see. Because I really want to shout out my brothers for this. What they have done for this summer. There was no football games, where there was no practices, where there really was no news. My brothers and I kept Cowboy Nation informed. We had shows. We never stopped doing shows. And so that was what was considered the downtime, but it was not downtime for us. We grinded. We kept things going. And we just kept it going. And I hope some kind of way they pop in here. We kept it going. It's hard, when you have to create. Well, it's not hard for people that do this stuff to create shows, create narratives, bring people in to talk, and pretty much it's just an opinionated type of feel. You just projecting or what you think might happen. Some of this stuff is factual based. A lot of this stuff that we talked about over the summer is theories. We played the what if game. We battled and debated on Coach McCarthy, the right guy, can he coach? How well will we do without Kellen Moore? And you heard all this from us all the time. What's up, everybody? I see everybody popping in. For those that are popping in, why don't you share it for me if you mind? And I forgot, if you're on YouTube, you have the super chats there. If not, you have on Facebook, you have the stars as well for the Big Time Show page. It's right there for you. Right there. While I'm talking, I'm thinking about some of the other guys that I'm familiar with. My guys who I've been on shows with this summer. HTM Sports. I'm talking out loud. I hope that they get this. What's up, Coach? I see you. These guys, man, look, I'm putting it in there. This is like family. Look, y'all forgive me. I want to commend these guys for just holding the fort down. And during that time, myself included, maybe not at the pace that some of my brothers have grown, but we all grew. At this point, we have more followers. We have so Matthew, I see. We have more followers. We have more viewers. We have, we've grown. A lot of us have been monetized now as far as our pages goes. We formed some relationship with some of the players on the team already. Some of us have interviewed legends. And then most of all, we interacted with each other and kept the family kind of tight. No question about it. And I want to commend those guys, West Coast Cowboy, Boss Cowboy, West Coast from California, LA. Most of you guys know him, Boss Cowboy Sports, Law Nation, Big Game James, the OC, Vok Lombardi, Landlord from Alabama, Henny DeMore, HTM Sports. I'm quite sure I'm leaving out some more guys that we already know. Listen, we held it down. And now, let's get to the real reason why we're here. And since we held it down, shows ought to become even more easier, if you will say that, because the content is going to be easy to talk about because it's training camp now. All the talk is over now. And I'm sorry, Cowboy Nation, if I'm putting pressure on the Cowboys, I am this year. I have before this party really gets started, party don't get started week 1 against the Giants. It does not. This party gets started in just a couple days. When Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Mike McCarthy, Will McClay sit up there on their opening press conference. They're going to have these microphones like you see what I got. And they're going to sell the Cowboys as if they really need to do that. But I'm quite sure that most of the things that we're going to hear about in the from the questions probably that the press is going to give is number one about expectations this year. And then the second one is going to be, okay, who we got to pay. I'm quite sure that's what's going to dominate the press conference. Who can we pay? Can we pay this? We're going to hear how cheap Stephen Jones is again and say, hey, y'all watch it. Y'all know he's going to say it. Like, when we have a team like this, the quarterback takes the pie. The quarterback takes the big part of the pie, and you got to adjust from that point on and all that kind of stuff. That's what you're going to hear from him. Jerry, of course, is going to be, he's going to shed a tear. And he's going to say, and I'm quite sure that Steven is going to say it, this has a slight different feeling to me than a lot of years. There really is this year, because of the roster that we have. There really is expectations this year. And I ain't talking about these every year Cowboy fans say, hey, we going to the Super Bowl every year when you ain't got nothing. I ain't talking about that. I'm not even talking about that. I ain't talking about them fans. Those fans gonna say we going every year, and I get it. But this year, me being a Cowboy fan for a long time, and me being what I consider myself a realistic Cowboy fan. I consider myself a Cowboy fan that's gonna say they playing great when they are playing great. And then I'm one of those Cowboy fans they playing like trash, and say it and still keep my star, because nobody ain't questioning if I'm a fan or not. So I got the right to tell you if Dak Prescott is playing like trash. And then I also have the right to tell you my quarterback is doing good. I could switch just like that depending on how they play. But here's what, hey, Packers, well, you know what I'm talking about. This year feels different. And it's primarily because of our defense. Y'all done heard me say it. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it again. My expectation this year is because of what this roster is, that this defense this year is going to be a top 3 defense in the league. Now, I heard Ryan Clark the other day saying that the Cowboys would have the number 1 defense in the league. I think we have on defense that type of capability this year. And we all know, if you're a football fan, I see you, Mr. Burns. I hear you. I get it. I understand. I ain't gonna even knock you. I got you in East Side in here, so I know the haters are here. So you got the right to feel that way. Matter of fact, I even highlight your last comment, Mr. Burns. I'll do that for you. He says a little league will win the Super Bowl before the Cowboys. The only thing I'm gonna say is that a lot of little leaguers have. They have. You know what I'm saying? They have. They have. But I got a feeling, just like most teams, let me just say it like this. The Cowboys, if it's what I'm thinking it's going to be, the Cowboys have a legitimate shot. They do. They have a legitimate shot. This defense, if you got a top 3, top 5, top 10 defense, we all know as a football fan, if you know anything about the game, you have one of those type defenses, you're going to win a lot of football games. You are. And the Cowboys have done that. We won 12 games last year. Add in 1 win with the playoff win. I think Mike McCarthy, since he's been here, other than the Dak year, totally, 24-10. 24-10. Sound like pretty good coach to me. 24-10 in his years here. Not bad at all. And I don't, and a lot of people saying, this is his last year. If he don't win, you better be careful who you let go of. That's all I'm going to say. There ain't too many just good coaches out there that can produce wins. There's been a lot of teams that had a pretty good coach, but they didn't have, the squad or the roster that would work with them. We have that. We have it. The haters even know. Or we loaded. It's hey Greg, I see Tavis, my brother in here. We're loaded. You can hate on us all you want. You can say what you will. You can laugh about Dak. You can laugh about whoever. Whatever you say. The truth of the matter is, you know we loaded. And I got a feeling we're gonna show all that this year. So the field is different. Training camp is here. It's here now. And to be honest with you, I done talked all summer. I ain't got to come up with no more theories. The talk is not the talk now will transfer to the grass, where dues have to be paid, where positions are going to be filled, guys that you think that should be starters may not be starters. Somebody that we just believe is going to make the team at the bottom of the barrel, somebody is going to step up and take somebody's spot. Guys that you think ought to be on a regular roster are now probably going to end up on the practice squad. There are a few names that I can just think of right off the top of my head that I'm saying, like, I don't know if they really going to make the team or not. I'll give you an example real quick. Y'all going to be shocked when I say this. But let me say this one. Watch this. Let me give you an example. KaVontae Turpin. Let me, and I don't want, and again, this may be my last theory before the party really gets started. KaVontae Turpin, a Pro Bowl kick returner last year. He was a Pro Bowl kick returner last year. Earned it. Great kick returner for last year. Okay, that's facts. But if you notice the draft, did you notice that Deuce Vaughn got picked up? What does Deuce Vaughn do? Deuce Vaughn, this is a theory. This is just my theory, but I'm just thinking because when you say KaVontae Turpin, where is he kind of on the wide receiver depth chart? Okay, follow me here. All right, I'm going to say he's probably at the lower end of it, and he very well may be at the bottom, to be honest with you. All right, just stick with me here. Let's just assume he's at the bottom. A player like Deuce Vaughn, who's not a wide receiver, but he can line up as a receiver, and he is a running back. In other words, what I'm trying to tell you is that Deuce Vaughn comes into training camp with a comma by his name instead of a period. When you say KaVontae Turpin, it's just a period. There's no commas. Everybody else got a comma by their name. So when we get down to KaVontae Turpin, and if let's just say we at the bottom, Semi Fehoko, guys like that, Semi Fehoko and KaVontae Turpin, that may be a battle right there. If KaVontae Turpin and Deuce are there at the last part of cuts or whatever, even though I think Deuce Vaughn, of course, is going to make the team easily. But let's just say it's a battle between those two. Who do you think the Cowboys going to take? I'm saying that they would take Deuce Vaughn because he can do other things. Right now, as we know at least, Turpin can't do nothing but kick return. That's it. He can't play special teams, go tackle. All he does is kick, off return, and punt return. Y'all understand what I'm saying? KaVontae got to step up. Mr. Turpin got to step up this year. I think he's at the lower end. I'm not saying they're going to cut him, but I'm saying we got some old kick returners on this team already. We have some kids. We have some there already. If you just go with Deuce Vaughn, we already got it. I think Turpin has to do something from the wide receiver position this year in order to solidify his spot on the team, although he is a Pro Bowl kick returner. I'm just saying, we got guys that can do multiple things. And the Cowboys will keep multiple guys that can do, guys that can do multiple things than a guy that can just do one thing. If I was coaching, that's what I would do. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I'm sorry. We got to win. Now, let's go to this. Training camp starts. I believe the expectations is going to be crazy this year. You're going to hear it this week when the press conference starts. Everybody's going to be kind of going crazy. Now, check this out. If you notice over the summer, there has been a lot of talking going on. My guy, Michael Parsons, who's always talked, he's always ran his mouth. He ain't stopped. And he's talking again. He's already saying number one offense in the league, number one defense in the league, I'm sorry. But that ain't no surprise. Defensive guys don't surprise me on the Cowboys. DeMarcus Lawrence have always ran his mouth. Michael has been running his mouth since he's been at Penn State, so that ain't nothing new. Michael can talk because he can bag it up, just like a few other guys on the team can bag it up. But I did see something yesterday that blew my mind, because see, all y'all that did all this talk about Dak Prescott, y'all might want to share it right now, because I need y'all to share. All you Philadelphia Eagle fans that's in here, I need you to get, because see, the chat line is getting ready to blow up once I show y'all what I'm gonna show. I'm telling you that right now. I'm already here for it. I just want you to see something. For years, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna mess some of y'all up too, my Cowboy family. Y'all shared it. Look, if you ain't shared it, you probably need to share it right about now. Right about now, you need to do it. And while you're at it, push them like buttons for me too. Check this out, y'all. For years, one of the main problems that I've had, and a lot of you have had, about Dak Prescott is, and one of the things that we've always said was, he too corporate. He too nice. He just, he helped babies. He helped crickets get across the street. He leads the way. He clears the street for ants to go across the street. Just too dang nice for me. Just nice. Just, go get cats out the trees and all that kind of stuff. Dak just too nice for me. He just is. Help everybody. Just a nice guy. Don't man ain't got a gun in his house. He help animals. He just. He might have, and I'm not trying to, he might have a special place for roaches. You know what I'm saying? Just take care of roaches, give them food. He's just too dang nice for me. Always say the right thing, always do all this and all that. And when it's time for him to really say something, he never do. That's what I've always said. But lately, Dak, if y'all ain't been listening to Dak, I think that y'all Philadelphia Eagle fans who in here, and all you haters of the Cowboys who in here, I think y'all done ticked Dak off. And his language is changing right before my eyes. And I got to admit, he been hanging around Parsons and D-Law, and some of this is starting to rub off on him. He done heard ESPN talk bad about him. He done heard Fox and LaShawn McCoy and Joy Taylor, and he done heard all the analysts from ESPN. He done heard before Undisputed went off the air. You know, he heard Shannon. Everybody been talking about Dak, and I believe he hadn't heard y'all. And he ticked off. And then, most importantly, to you Philadelphia Eagle fans that are in here, because there's a few of y'all in here, I already know it. He done heard y'all. And this myth that a quarterback who just had one good year is all of a sudden better than he is. That's what Dak done heard. He done heard it. And I know he did. Because, ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on what Dak Prescott had to say about one Jalen Hurts. Y'all ready? Here you go. Let's look at, y'all done take my quarterback off. I love it. Personally, I love it. Let me spread this out again, because I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see it loud and clear, because my quarterback is coming in this year with a heavy chip on his shoulder. Look what Dak Prescott said. You see the quotes. This is what he said. He said, I saw the list, and that was the list about the top players in the game. He said, I saw them rank Jalen above me. He had a nice year on a very good team. He said, let's see him do it again, and we'll see if he can finally beat me. He's yet to do that. Now, before you Philadelphia Eagle fans start running your mouth and going crazy, first of all, let's get one thing straight. Dak didn't lie. It ain't no lie. It's not a lie, y'all. I know you feel it. I know it. He didn't lie. Let's go over the quote again. Let's do it again. He said he saw the list that ticked him off. He said he ain't call out no other quarterback. He really didn't call out a quarterback on this. He called out Jalen Hurts. And that's why I know he ticked off. He said, I saw them rank Jalen above me. That's facts. Somebody believes Jalen Hurts is better than Dak Prescott. It's there. Dak said he had a nice year. That's one. That's singular, not plural. Nice year. Just one. On a very good team. Thank y'all. I need y'all to tag in. He had one good, nice year on a very good team. That's factual. Philadelphia was good. Obviously, they were to make the Super Bowl. Jalen ain't had no other year, y'all. Just 1 year. Just one. And what Dak said is what I've been saying about Jalen the whole time. Look at the next sentence. He said, let's see him do it again. Which is what I've been saying. I've seen a lot of one-hit wonders. I've seen it. He said, let's see him do it again, and we'll see, he said, if he can finally beat me. You know why Dak Prescott said that, y'all? Because Dak Prescott hadn't lost to Jalen Hurts. Hello. I mean, Dak didn't lie. Philadelphia Eagle fans in here, did he lie? Has Jalen Hurts beat the Dallas? Has he beat Dak Prescott? And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Philadelphia Eagle fans, let's look at this. I believe Dak Prescott record against Philadelphia in his whole career, I believe is 8-3. Keep in mind, last year Philly beat. It was both. Okay, Philly beat Dallas with Cooper Rush being the quarterback, and then Dallas beat y'all backup quarterback in Dallas. However, here's the thing though. y'all great defense got lit up by Dak. He put 40 on y'all. And that's not speculation. That's not innuendo. That's not, that's not the theory. That is facts. The great defense y'all had, Dak Prescott lit them up. I need y'all Philadelphia Eagle fans to tell me it's the truth. But here's the thing. Dak Prescott, the last time Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts was on a football field, the Cowboys dang near, I was at that game actually, that Monday night game. Y'all remember, y'all Philly fans remember that when Jalen threw the pick six to Trayvon Diggs on the sideline? I was there at that game tonight. We ripped y'all apart. Wasn't even close. Blowout. That's the last time they've been on the field with each other. Yeah. So Dak not lying. And what Dak is saying, what I've been saying about Jalen the whole time. See, Dak done stuff for years. Y'all spurred a moment for. See, y'all the same folks that say Trevor Lawrence is ready to, Trevor Lawrence from Jacksonville. But he went to the playoff. Yeah, but then they win 6 games last year and won the division. 7 wins. Hello. Now Trevor Lawrence is a top 5 quarterback. Give me a break. He didn't have a good year. He only won 6, 7 games. Y'all folks love this 1 year wonder stuff, and they act like they Hall of Famers the next season. That's how y'all do Jalen Hurts. That's how y'all do him. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying he ain't all what y'all saying he is. Nope. I can't give it to him. I'm like that. Let me see Jalen do it again. And most of all, like Dak said, let me see if he can finally beat me. Sound like fighting words to me. Y'all got my quarterback mighty upset right now. Y'all do. Dak don't talk like this. I almost need to send him an email or tweet him and say, hold up, Dak. This really ain't you. Let Micah and let Mr. Lawrence, DeMarcus Lawrence, let them do all the talking. You stay the same. You keep being the corporate guy. I know you ticked off, but just don't talk yet. Just I know you upset. I know you are. The disrespect to Dak Prescott is incredible. It is. It really is. Number one offenses more than multiple times with him as quarterback. 30 plus points of just about all the time. I mean, hello. I mean, come on now. 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, and y'all going crazy over 1 year. 1 year. 1 year of Jalen Hurts. 1 year. That's it. Now all of a sudden, Jalen is better than everybody in the NFC. Everybody. Top 5 quarterback, AFC, NFC combined. Jalen Hurts. Really? Y'all done took my quarterback off. This is what he's going to be asking training camp too. He got a chip on his shoulder. I'm looking forward to it. But let me say this. The season is really, or it should not be dependent upon Dak Prescott. This team is or should be a balanced team. In other words, we don't want Dak Prescott throwing the ball 40, 50 times. We don't want that. I don't want it. I need this team to be balanced. Now, training camp, all summer long, this is what we heard. What we heard was that we're going to be a running football team. This is what I heard. I'm here to tell y'all that's not going to happen. I ain't got to dress it up. I believe it when I see it. I believe it when I see it. I don't see us running the ball like everybody's saying we are. I believe that we're going to run situationally better because of we going to have a better play call as far as I'm concerned than Mike McCarthy rather than Kellen Moore. I believe situationally we're going to run the football better. But I really believe that we're going to be throwing the ball a lot. And the reason why, for example, I said it on my last show, that the strength of the offense is the wide receiver room. You don't call them that and they're just going to be pass blocking or run blocking all the time. No. they have to get the ball. When you added Brandon Cooks to this team, you pretty much dictated that we're gonna be a passing team this year. I believe that 100%. And so I believe it when I see it. I don't believe it because Mike McCarthy loved to throw the ball too, contrary to what a lot of people believe. I mean, and I understand that he had Aaron Rodgers, and if you had Aaron Rodgers, you would throw the ball too. I get that. But I just believe that even then, I really do believe that he really is a passing guy. West Coast offense, that's not really for a lot of football. I mean, a lot of running. It's really for a quarterback to get the ball out quick and let his receivers run after the catch. That's really what the West Coast offense is about. So again, I all summer long, we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run the ball. I don't see it, and I'm good with it as long as we do what we're supposed to do: score, win. I mean, I understand what the strength is, so I can see Dak Prescott throwing 30 times a game, which is what I don't want personally, but I believe that's what's going to end up happening. All right, that's what I got to say about at least that part. So training camp begins this week. Our Cowboys, if you don't follow DallasCowboys.com, you might want to put that on your phone so you can get those live notifications when live press conferences and stuff going on. It's going to happen this week. I'm quite sure Cowboy Nation is going to be incredible. Second thing I want to talk about is this, briefly. And that is the hysteria of what ESPN wanted to go crazy over. Everybody went crazy this year. I mean, this last week about Zach Martin. Pretty much saying that, he's an all-pro guard, 8-time Pro Bowler, 6-time first team all-pro. And he is the 9th ranked guard as far as getting paid. 9th paid guard in the league. He's considered to be the best guard in the league. He's been there. And for the first time, he done spoke up about it. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I can't blame him. If I'm the best, pay me as the best. And he is the best. Yeah, man, it is, JD. Don't worry about it. I don't even pay attention to him. It is. They be all right. It is. It's a lot of Philadelphia Eagle fans here. That's what's going on, JD. There's a lot of Philadelphia Eagle fans here. I'm glad they're here with me, though, because they know what time it is. But he kind of messed things up for everybody. He kind of messed everything up for everybody. If you like what I'm saying, go ahead and hit that like button, y'all. I mean, y'all just sitting there looking at me. Look, I need your help. I need your help. I really do. I need your help. This is how you can help me. If you're not going to hit that star button, or if you're on YouTube and you're not going to hit that super chat, then what you can do to help me out is just hit that like button. Just hit it. Hit it. That's all. Just hit it for me. Do it now. See how easy that is? Just hit it for me. That's all you got to do. Thank you. That's all I need. Thank you. Now, it's amazing that the timing of Zach saying something, a lot of y'all upset and all that kind of stuff. No, this is business. Zach, as great as he is pretty much on the other side of his greatest moments. He's still top guard in the league, but I think we can go ahead and say he's on the downside now. And he wants his money, and he should get paid for it. He should. That's my thing. However, what Cowboy Nation is upset because we trying to play GM, and we're trying to we know who we got to pay. And we know that if we decide to keep a lot of these people, we know that it's going to cost. And let's go ahead and just be honest. We can't pay everybody. There is no way. That's why the salary cap was invented. You're going to have to make some real tough decisions. And yes, you're going to end up having to let some real good players go. Because you can't pay everybody. You can't. And this led me to this. And I guess this is where all you Philadelphia Eagle fans and haters of the Cowboys are about to light it up. And you very well may be right. I'll tell this to the haters now. You very well may be right. Okay? I see you call. I ain't answered the calls yet now. I'm not answering the calls yet. This very well may be. You may be right. But this is what I wanted to pose. I did a reel on it. I did a reel on it earlier. And I'm just going to pose this out. And Cowboy fans, I really want to hear from you. I know what the haters going to say already. I ain't worried about that. When you look at who got to get paid, when you look at who when you look at the names, and I just want you to think about the names. It made me really think about this question. Is Jerry Jones really a bad GM, general manager? Is he? The job description has a lot of commas beside it. And at least from my standpoint, Jerry has checked some of those boxes, y'all. Now, I know this gonna mess you up, and I understand you want to say this, but help me out here. Help me out. Isn't it the general manager job to find the best coach available? Somebody that knows how to coach. Let's look at what he got. I just named two names. He got Coach Mike McCarthy. Then he got a killer defensive coordinator in Dan Quinn. Another head coach right there. That's two head coaches. Is that bad? I mean seriously. Isn't it Jerry's job to put the best coach on the team? And I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy is the best coach. I'm not saying that at all, but he definitely not trash. Hello. I ain't got to say nothing about Dan Quinn. Y'all know what Dan Quinn is. Isn't that his job? All right, let's go to this. I'm just saying, Cowboy Nation, I need to see East Side here. See, these are the comments here I ain't really worried about. I just put that up there just so y'all, you can see it. I expect that out of East Side here. We ain't gonna pay attention. That's about the attention I'm gonna give him. All right. Let me ask you this. Look, when you start saying Dak Prescott, who's gonna get paid, Zach Martin, who's going to get paid. I've listened to the names now. Dak Prescott, Zach Martin, Trayvon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb. You help me. And the guys, and some of these guys that I'm naming, that's up for contract extensions, or they're on the last year of the contract. Tony Pollard, Micah Parsons. Tony's gonna be on his franchise tag. We all know when Micah Parsons, when his time, which is coming up, we already know he's gonna get, he's gonna be the highest paid defensive player of the year, player in the league, whatever team he's on. he's going to be the highest paid defensive player in the game when his time comes, which is coming up real soon. And if you listen to the names, aren't just about every name that I call, with the exception of Dak Prescott. Zach Martin is a top 5 player in his position. CeeDee Lamb, second team All-Pro this year. I ain't say Pro Bowl, All-Pro last year. That means he's one of the top 4 wide receivers in the game. When I say Trayvon Diggs, it just depends on what publication you follow. Me personally, I think that Trayvon Diggs is at least minimum a top 6 cornerback in the league. Top 6. Appreciate the dogs. I see a super chat here. Let me speak to him. Dwayne Brown, I got to put up, when I see the super chat, I got to go to work. He said Eastside is an undercover Cowboy fan. He trolls most Cowboy content creator. Dwayne, he's been on my show for the last few weeks. That's all he do. We already know. All right, check it out. Micah Parsons, when his time comes, going to be the number 1 player in his position, whatever position that is. Trayvon Diggs is there. Tony Pollard. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna say he top 5, but let's go with, I'll go Tony Pollard, maybe top 7 running back, maybe. Top 7, maybe. Dak Prescott, as Mike just said, he says he's easily a top 10 quarterback. Here's the thing about Dak, it makes no difference what they got him ranked. He's next in line as a quarterback goes, so he's going to get paid. If Jalen Hurts, and that's the other thing, that's why I love what Dak Prescott said about Jalen Hurts. See, if Jalen Hurts is getting paid $50 million or whatever, please understand that Dak Prescott is saying he ain't better than me. And so Dak is going to want 50 plus too, and he's going to get it. Please understand that. Eastside with his super chat. Appreciate you, Eastside. He said lies. Okay, end discussion. Anyway, so if I'm in line to pay the top players at my position, in their position, then doesn't Jerry check the box of saying that as a general manager, you're supposed to be getting the best players? I mean, if we got all these guys lined up, Zach Martin, Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. I mean, I just called out everybody in there. I mean, these are some of the top players at their position. Isn't that what you want to have? That sounds like to me that whoever you want to give the credit to, is it Will McClay? Yes. Is it Jerry? Because he's the bottom line. He's the one that's gonna get the credit, and most importantly, he has the title of general manager beside his name. We all know that Will McClay is the guy. We know that. But if whoever you want to give it to, isn't that their job to put the best players on the field? So if that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, how in the world are we keep saying that Jerry Jones is a bad GM? I just thought about it. I mean, there's more to the general manager position than that. I understand that. And you saying, and y'all saying that, well, he need to get out in front of the microphone. Whether he in the microphone, in front of the microphone or not, does not diminish what he has done as a general manager. Lord have mercy, in the last 10 years, maybe I need to look this up. In the last 10 years, no Super Bowls. No, it was not. But my God, look at the Pro Bowl rosters. How many guys? I mean, come on now. Well, we ain't playing for y'all haters start up. We ain't playing for Pro Bowls. We ain't playing for all pros. I ain't talking about that. I understand. But you can't deny what this man has put on the field. I'm just saying. I don't see how we keep saying he's a bad GM. When your job is to put the best coaches on the field, he got 2 of them. And then when you look at the players, I mean, what else do you want? There's all pros everywhere. There's Pro Bowlers everywhere. I'm serious. You got Gilmore, former All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year. Parsons, future Defensive Player of the Year. Trayvon Diggs, All-Pro cornerback. Marcus Lawrence, All-Pro. I ain't saying pro. We all know they've been pro. I'm talking about guys who've been All-Pros. Zach Martin, All-Pro. Tyron Smith, well, All-Pro. Hello? I mean, come on now. That's what a GM is supposed to put on the field, the best players. A good team. A good team. He's done that. I don't see how we keep saying he's a bad GM. Yeah, he has some faults because he's just not getting a coach. Yeah, he stuck with Jason Garrett too long. I get that. I get it. But he's done his job, y'all. And this roster here that he's totally responsible for, I think he's done a great job with this roster here so far. Hello. I think Jared, whoever you want to give the credit to, whoever you want. Like I said, we all know who Will McClay is on this team. We all know who he is. We know that he's the one that does the scouting and all that. We already know that. Okay, I give you that. Whoever it is, they've done an outstanding job putting this roster together. And it ain't done yet because we got to get through all these 90-some-odd players in training camp. But when we get to the 53, please understand, they're going to be ready. Huh? Hey, one of my guys here, Dylan Beats. So your job is to bring a championship home. He ain't made the caliber of a damn in 25 plus years. You can't blame that on the coach. Jared only hires yes man. Y'all could have Sean Payton. Sean Payton wanted to call shots. Jared scared of that. I'm not even gonna argue that. I just said parts of the general managership can be debated. There are some things, however, that he has checked the box on. I just gave you 2 of them. There's a debate that can be made with that. We all know Jared wants the power. Jared wants the credit. That has cost him, in my opinion. I agree with that comment that Dylan just put down. But we all know what Jerry is. We know that. He may have not checked the box on some parts. No, all of it. But there are some parts he's done an excellent job. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Joe, who is a Cowboy fan, see, all this stuff is true. Joe is a Cowboy fan. He say Jerry Jones made some dumb moves, letting Amari Cooper go, letting Zeke walk, not getting Schultz on the contract. I beg to differ with some of that, but he a Cowboy fan. That's the way he feels. See? I ain't say he checked all boxes. I just said there's some boxes that he checked. He did. And the roster is always one of the top in the game. And this coaching staff that he has now, can't argue with it, 24-10. 24-10. Since Mike McCarthy is taking over. So I can't knock it. You know, it's just as simple. All right. I just want to throw that out there. I mean, really, is he really a bad GM for real? He ain't no trash. I ain't saying he's a first team, all world GM. I ain't saying that either, but he ain't trash. That's all I'm saying. Now, last thing that I want to talk about before I open up the lines is this. I need everybody in the chat right now. I need you to go with it. And nobody's going to be wrong on this one. What are the biggest position battles that are going to take place in training camp? You type it in. I'll let y'all handle this one. I got one I can say. Let me start off with the obvious, the kicker position. How about that? We signed Brandon Aubrey, USFL kicker, and then we got Vericiano. I hope that's how you say it. That's what we have. We got two inexperienced guys that would be our kicker this year, and of course, a lot of us saying we need to bring in a veteran like Robbie Gould or Mason Crosby, who just sitting there. A lot of us have said, why not go get them? And that's partly because they're going to give these young guys a chance. That's going to be a battle that I think is going to be obvious. I'm starting to see some of you guys going here. Okay, here we go. I'll let you handle it. I'll just comment on it. Michael says backup running back. JD is right there, the same thing in the running back room. Michael Evans again says tight end. JD says the offensive line. Offensive line. All right, let's go with the running backs. All right. My view. I agree 100% because there's not is not stable yet. For instance, we know, or at least we think we know, that Tony Pollard would be ready. Y'all got to keep this in mind. A lot of people got this wrong on Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard did not break his ankle. Tony Pollard broke his leg. And the recovery time for his leg was 8 weeks. So he's well past his 8 weeks. He hurt himself in the playoff game. He is well past the 8 weeks. He's ready to go. Now, I don't know if that means he's ready. I mean, we ain't seen it yet. All right. So we got Tony Pollard. After that, it's a talk. I mean, we don't know nothing. After that, we don't know if Ronald Jones is the backup. Some have said Deuce Vaughn. We don't know if Malik Davis is snuck into that picture. Rico, who's been injured, stays injured. And then we have this unknown dude from North Dakota State, Lipke, who can run both fullback and tailback. I believe he's going to be our short yardage back myself. I really do. I believe he's going to be our inside. I believe he's going to be inside what's going on there. You know what I'm saying? Inside the 5-yard line, inside the 10-yard line. I would be as presently constructed. Our running back room. I believe he's going to be our banger, without a doubt. That's what I'm thinking. So there's still a whole lot of questions. I ain't mentioned Deuce Vaughn. Where will Vaughn fit in all this? So what I'm saying, after Pollard, if he's ready, if Pollard is ready to go, when week 1 roll around against the Giants, if he's ready to go, that's the only for sure thing really that we can count on. We don't know who our number 2 back is. We don't know. That's a position battle that's going to weigh itself out over that and the preseason game. And even then, that's going to be kind of iffy too, if you ask me, because who are you going to play in the preseason as far as running back goes? I mean, that's really another whole show by itself. Like, who really going to play in the preseason? And that really counts for a lot of positions as well, but especially the running backs. Who really is going? Who really going to play in the preseason? All right, let's go to the offensive line. I believe that was JD saying. Well, my only question about the offensive line is Terrence Steele. When will he be ready? Because when he does become ready, personally, I believe he should be in the starting lineup, be at right tackle. But there's a lot of talk that he gonna be a swing guy. And I'm like, swing? swing guy. No, he should be the right tackle. And of course, the left side, long as there's no injury. We all know Tyron Smith, they're going to ride him until his wheels fall off. So that'll be our left tackle. They're going to move Tyler Smith back to left guard and do it like that. I agree with you, Joe. Tyron Smith shouldn't play absolutely nothing. Now he's going to have to get some work in on those practices when we scrimmage against another team. You know how they do a cross team, like a couple days practice where they get to see somebody else other than their whole team. That's when Tyron gonna get some work. Pray to God he don't get hurt damn. As far as preseason games go, no, he shouldn't play a dime. Period. O-line. I even saw something crazy I did not like because Coach McCarthy is blowing smoke up some of the Cowboys' backside when they say Josh Ball. Oh, what an OTA he had. Oh my God, Josh Ball, what an OTA he having. We're gonna move him inside the guard. And I'm like, dude, come on now. I mean, we know what Josh Ball is. Look, we ain't got time for experimenting with a guy who gets whipped. I don't want that. Okay, I don't want it. I don't want Josh Ball. He went and got the guys from the Jets, Ogda, whatever his name is. We got guys that, and they're probably gonna get some time because we usually have a guy that's hurt on our line. So I agree with you. Old left line depth is huge. No question about it. It's somebody else. Another comment. I'm going to, Mike said Ronald Jones is not guaranteed to make this team, but see, they brought him in, presumably as the number 2 running back. And if you're not going with Ronald Jones, are you going to stick with what's on the roster? A lot of folks still holding up the candle for Ezekiel Elliott. I told y'all about 2 months ago, Ezekiel Elliott had played his last down in Dallas. I've been saying that. I've been saying that. I don't think Zeke is coming back. As much as some of y'all complained about Zeke not being what he once was, I don't see why everybody calling Zeke name out. Everybody got the consensus that Tony Pollard was the better running back. He was number 2 running back. I mean, I'll take my chances. Zeke had 12 touchdowns. A lot of them came from the inside, and Zeke still put up, had the yards. I'm not saying he completely washed, but I believe the Cowboys are ready to move on and say somebody like Lemke, Hunter Lemke. I believe they think he can do it. The same thing, and you don't have to pay him. So that's what I believe. I believe the Cowboys have accepted they're going to pay dead money for Ezekiel Elliott. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. I believe they're well prepared to do that. They made the decision, and that's why they got these running backs here. I believe that's exactly what's going to happen. I believe that, as crazy as this may sound, and I know nobody's seen them run, but if you go look at the tape of Hunter Lemke, kid from North Dakota State, you're going to see something. You're going to see how big he is. And for his size, you're going to see he's not a slow dude. You're going to see the power. You're going to see the elusiveness that's there. You're going to see that. I ain't opened up the lines. Whoever that is calling. I haven't opened it up yet. Just hold on just a second. All right? I'm not being rude. It's just I hadn't opened up. I'm almost done. I'm getting ready to open up in just a minute. If you don't mind, whoever that is calling. I appreciate it. I don't know if I can get you in anyway. To be honest with you, I don't know what's going on with my phone. Make sure. I'm glad whoever that was just called me. I'm glad you did that because I need to make sure that I got y'all. There we go. I wouldn't have heard it anyway. Thank you for doing that, whoever that was. All right, now we're gonna be able to roll. Once I open it up, I'm good. All right. Another thing, Mo said it'll be interesting to see what type of workload Pollard can handle as number one back. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that it's going to be the same thing for the last couple of years. I don't think that will be like that, Mo. I believe that it's going to be split, just like it's been for the last couple of years. I believe that Pollard will be the lead back, but when we say lead back, you look at his carries a game, I wouldn't be surprised if he get no more than 16 to 17 carries a game. And his number two will be right behind him with maybe 9 to 11, something in there. We ain't gonna run the ball like I think everybody's saying we are, but it ain't gonna be like no Derrick Henry type thing where you run the ball 29 times with your number one. That's not him. So I don't think the workload is gonna be as crazy at all. You know, you gotta keep in mind they had Zeke. Zeke wasn't getting the ball 14 times a game. Pollard to get it maybe 9 to 11 times himself. You know what I'm saying? It's just that when Pollard got it, he was so lethal that you'll look at his stats. He'll have 10 carries for 98 yards and 4 catches for 60 yards or something. I mean, he just lethal every time he got it. So I just can't see it. Mike says, if nobody emerges as number 2 running back in camp, and if the Spencer Hurts string out, those dudes still sitting out there like playoff Lenny. I think he signed playoff Lenny. I forgot who it was. I think he's already signed. Dalvin Cook and Kareem Hunt might get the call. Well, I doubt Dalvin Cook get the call because he's gonna cost too much. We still talking about Stephen Jones. The only way he would get that call is Tony Pollard goes down, and you need a true number 1. Now you might do it then for Dalvin Cook, but if you just bringing him in as a secondary guy, there's nowhere in the world Stephen Jones gonna pay Dalvin Cook. Now he will pay Kareem Hunt because Kareem price tag is not gonna be like Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is gonna cost you. That's the only way that somebody like him will come, is unless he gets hurt. And on that note, the Cowboys might even consider doing Zeke then. They might consider him then for that, Ezekiel Elliott. Mo, I believe you're right, but the only reason is see the running back position and the lead guys there, they pretty much were waiting on each other. You see what I'm saying? When Cook, he still think he could demand, the big payday, and I'm not even gonna argue with that. But everybody wanted to see what Saquon was gonna get, and once Saquon would get his, that would kind of get everybody rolling. Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, all the other guys, Tony Pollard perhaps, but Saquon didn't sign, and so it's still in limbo, and ain't nobody about to jump out there first. And so what's going to end up happening is with the running backs, people like Cook, people like the ones that are eligible to get a contract. If you're playing on the franchise tag, that's about the best you're going to get. Like Tony Pollard signed his, so he ain't getting no more. There ain't going to be no contract negotiation. They can't do it because, they want the market to be somewhat set before they start doing it. Dalvin Cook, essentially, Ezekiel Elliott, too. I believe that they're waiting, as crazy as it may sound and how low down it may sound. I believe they're waiting on somebody to get hurt. Their value will go straight back up, depending on who get hurt. If a number 1 running back goes down, and you know it happens. If a number 1 running back goes down, Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott numbers, as far as contract, would go up immediately. Ain't gonna go like no $16 million, but whatever let's just say, for instance, Zeke is everybody saying maybe 4-5 million or something like that. But one of these running backs get hurt, I promise you, the Zeke number will go from 4 to 5 million, probably right around to 8 or 9. Just that quick. If Dalvin Cook believes that he's supposed to get $11 million a year, if somebody get hurt, Dalvin Cook number's gonna go up to about 13. It's just the truth. That's what they're waiting on. Plus, throwing in mind is this. They could have signed somebody. They could have signed somewhere. But you got to keep in mind, Dalvin Cook and people like Ezekiel Elliott, they ain't going through no training camp. They trying to preserve their body. The most older guys, I ain't saying he's old, but I'm just saying guys that have been through this, they don't want to go through no training camp. They trying to preserve their bodies. And that's another reason why they ain't in such a rush to sign it. They don't want to go through training camp. We done seen that movie before with a whole bunch of players. Guys like Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott. I just use those three. And I even throw in Saquon Barkley too. Saquon could be playing that part as a negotiation tactic as well. Like Saquon want to play ball, but Saquon don't want to go through no training camp. He don't want to go. Saquon already know that playbook in New York. You already know it. You know every play that's in that playbook. Know where to be, know when to block, know where to run if a call is called, know all the audibles. Saquon know all that. And he don't need to be there. And they ain't paid him what he think he worth. Saquon will probably sign right before week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, of course, he ain't took no shots and all that kind of stuff. Hamstrings, get real tight. He ain't been through the practice, but a lot of these guys, like those guys don't want to do no training camp. So I wouldn't be surprised if Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott don't show up until after the final cut, and then they'll latch on to a team and probably somebody help me. I need somebody to look at this for me real quick. If somebody can do this, when is the last preseason game and then week 1? Like, is it 1 week or is it 2 weeks? That's what I need to know real quick. If somebody could do that for me, because that would answer a lot of questions for me. It would answer a lot of questions for me. Like, is it a 2-week gap or is it a 1-week gap between the last preseason game and week 1? Because if that's the case, that right there is going to answer your questions about some of y'all running backs. Barring injury, of course. Now, if they got to go in, if they have to go in with, if some of these guys got to go in and learn a new playbook, which probably will fall in the case of maybe Ezekiel Elliott and probably Dalvin Cook, then they might need to be in there just a little bit early. But if it's somebody like Saquon, they already know it's 2 weeks, Mitchell say. Okay, right there. So, I mean, come on now. Those guys going to have 2 weeks. Experienced running backs. Running the same play is just a different language. That's all. A little different language that these guys can pick up pretty easy. 2 weeks. Thank you. That's enough time. These guys don't want to go to training camp. I'm just saying. And Ezekiel Elliott, who wear down quick, Dalvin Cook, who want to keep his legs as fresh as possible. Josh Jacobs, who led the league in rushing last year, was a true workhorse. If you got a 2-week period between the last preseason game and your week 1, trust me, they would love to go. It's almost kind of like Brett Favre was back in the day. Brett Favre didn't go to no training camp. He'll come in with the same entrance, come in flying on a plane after he just waited. I ain't signing nowhere yet. He already knew where you wanted to go. He just wanted to wait so he had to go through training camp. And Brett Favre was an experienced enough quarterback that whatever playbook you gave him, he can do it. You see what I'm saying? So he was already. This is what some of the running backs are doing. Okay, that's just my view. I don't think they're in a big rush to get to training camp. I'm serious. That's just what I believe. All right, last thing, and then I'll be done. Y'all watch this. For us Madden players, if you believe in Madden, if you like Madden, I want to show you how they view the Cowboys. There it is. Let's go. There it is. If you play Madden 24, you will see that what the Cowboys are. So you know all you guys, and I play Madden. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for me, it ain't hard to find me. As older as I am, 50, I've been playing video games since I was early 20s. My God. And then when the game come out, I get it before y'all get it. That's all. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. All right, just know I get it before y'all. I'm looking at my team here, the Cowboys, and as you can see, as much as y'all hate Dak Prescott, he ranked as 87. Y'all see that? Tony Pollard, 88 overall. CeeDee Lamb, 90. Cooks at 83. This is not the whole roster. This is just some of the real key players. Zach Martin. This is why Zach gonna get paid. Y'all, everybody know it. Zach, a 99 overall. His first time ever. I mean, come on now. Even Mad know how bad he is. Zach Martin gonna get paid, y'all. And he's gonna get paid at training camp. You got to do it. Let me get to Michael Parsons, a 97. Now keep in mind, if you know anything about Madden, as the year goes, they progress up. I expect Michael Parsons to get to a 99 before this season's over with. If he's at 97, as old as y'all say DeMarcus Lawrence is, he's still at a 90 overall. Look at this mess. I'm disappointed in Damone Clark's rating, which is only a 73. I think he's much better than that, and I believe his ranking gonna go up as the year goes. Look, as much as y'all saying, well, Gilmore not the same. Stephon Gilmore not the same. He's a 91. And I'm disappointed in what they have Trayvon Diggs. It's only an 87. I think that's an insult. I think Trayvon Diggs is supposed to be probably higher rated than Gilmore, and he should be at least in the 90s himself. That's what I like to look at. But, you know, it's a video game. We ain't going to put a lot of time in there just for you Madden players. The Cowboys are stacked. And this is really not the whole roster, as you can see. These just some of the key players, offensive and defensive, they have. I'm disappointed with the Trayvon Diggs thing. He should have been at least a 90. He should have been easily a 90. There ain't no doubt about it. All right. All right. Now, I'm sorry if I missed calls. Okay, you can call in now. I didn't talk long enough. Training camp is here, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to work. Call-in line is open right now. I got some missed calls on here. You don't have to call in. I'm about to call you. I'll go with my last call. I believe I know who that is. And let's see here. Okay, here we go.
Call from
Coach Mark.
Exactly. I knew it was
to accept, press 1.
I knew it was him. Ladies and gentlemen, my partner in the building, the one and only Coach Mark. What up, Coach?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm here, man. It's showtime now. Ain't no more talking. It's big.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to, the Cowboys talk is, it's therapy for me. I lost a poor member of my dad's side of the family. I lost my last aunt today.
Oh man.
And
praying for you.
So I just use this as therapy, man, as I deal with it. She's going to be traveling to the state of Alabama this week for the services. But just pray that just ask the Cowboy Nation to give me prayers for traveling mercies as we travel down to the state of Alabama.
Praying for you, Coach.
But
said I'm praying for you. Matter of fact, if you believe in prayer, y'all know I'm a preacher as well, assistant pastor. Let's do that real quick. Father, we thank you for this time. God, you know the family, you know what their hurts, you know their struggles, you know the pain. Oh God, we pray now that you would give this family strength as only as you can. Give them peace. Give them traveling grace as they come from everywhere to gather together and bind them together even the more, even in this loss. It's in Jesus' name. Amen. That we're done. All right, Coach, we're praying for you, man.
Yeah, every time a family goes through, they got to go through from hurt to healing, man. Hurt to heal.
Yes, sir.
So, man, I see what there's a couple of points that I wanted to talk about. First, I want to start off when you put the man things up. This is the thing that's really it's going to be the detriment of real football.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at these things, man, a lot of, and I'm not speaking about Zach Martin. Is not not a great player, but he is not as good as he was 3 or 4 years ago.
No,
it's not. So, but you live off reputation. It's crazy that Diggs is where he's at based off what they're saying when you're on the top ranked defense and you the number one corner. You bring another guy in and you say he's better than that guy. It's mind boggling to me. A lot of these ratings go off of history, not play. But it's a very good talking point.
Yeah.
I think we put too much emphasis on it. Because it doesn't really constitute what really is the grind with the football. But it leads me into the Zach Martin thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of thinking about this. I know the Jones family has some other people that need to pay. But they need to hold the line on Zach Martin.
Okay.
They need to hold the line on it. And Zach Martin should be first.
Mm-hmm.
In the means of things, your future comes first, and you're not as long future. You work something out with that. There's a very sticking point in this where I can see two areas with the Zach Martin thing. Okay. I believe Zach Martin did this because. Not because of the 99 rating or all that. I believe that he was told something long before,
mm-hmm.
and it hadn't come to fruition. And he said, well, I don't like the way the talks have been going. So that means when he said he don't like the way the talks been going, that means that this has been a discussion for a while, and it hadn't come to fruition. So he's taking it to the street.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same point, there are two guys that need to be first on this list. And I can see the point about Tony Pollard as well as Zach Martin, because we have to understand that Tony Pollard is 26 years old.
Yep.
And to give him the contract that's going to be very good for him as well as the Cowboys, where the Cowboys like to do things, the 5 to 6 year contract is not a conducive contract to a 26-year-old guy.
Exactly.
As the same way with Zach Martin. To make his salary fit where you want him to fit so you can get some other pieces and not be so exorbitant in a few years, you iffy about you want to sign him to a stitches for 4 to 5 years in his 13th year.
Mm-hmm.
Because if something goes wrong, he gets an injury, gets a major injury at 13 years, those are products for guys to say, man, I'm done what I can do, and I'm done. And if he leaves the game before that contract gets to the end, you'll be just like what you had with Frederick paying. He'll be on the salary cap, hitting your salary cap for 3 to 4 more years.
Okay.
And you get nothing from it. So you have to be very leery when you get guys that have been in the league. Maybe a running back at 26 years old. Maybe a guy that's been in the league for 13 years before you start giving out big time money where you can fit them in, but you start spreading out for 3 to 4 years, 5 years. It's not necessary that they're going to make it those 5 years, and they walk out the door. You're stuck with the salary cap hit, with the accelerated salary cap hit for years to come, and you don't have a place.
Mm-hmm. Coach, let me ask you this question, Coach. Because a lot of people are saying, and I'm going to assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, I got 2 for you. Are you saying then that the number 2 person that should be paid maybe a CD? Is that where you going?
No.
Okay.
You're not going to sign a CD.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that. So let me hear who your second person is.
Diggs should be first.
Okay.
Diggs and Steele should be done this summer.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Then. When do you pay Dak Prescott?
The
only reason why I'm saying that is because we all know that you can go ahead and give him his gigantic signing bonus and then manipulate the salary cap where he only getting paid, $2-3 million a year. And my thinking is that that's going to free up, obviously, a whole lot of money. So I'm saying, like, when do we do that move?
Well, people keep talking about when we're going to sign Dak Prescott to his deal. Dak Prescott got his big deal. You're just trying to talk about his second big deal.
Yeah, his
restructure. He has his big deal.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is restructure deal.
Yeah, and the only way you're going to get his restructure down to a point, you have to extend him. And to extend him is going to cost you a big signing bonus, because when you're talking about guys who's making that much money, APR, the way to get them into the salary cap structure for the first 2 years for it to be reasonable and not way out of whack, you're gonna have to give them big money up front.
Exactly.
But that's the same thing. That's the same thing with Diggs, and that's the same thing with Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
If you want to get them into the mixture, you're gonna have to pay big money up front. But Dak is already under contract. You can work that. You can extend that next year to fit Dak into your salary cap structure next year. It's not as evident you need to do that right now, because you already have some cap room, and if you drop big money, you can get their salaries, Diggs and Steele and whoever, within a period for the first year or two where it's reasonable that you're not hurting, and then you can free up money with Dak to maybe do Lamb next year, which is Lamb is going to be his year next year. And then you'll do Parsons the next year after that. They're not going to do these guys before their time, because we have to understand one other thing, a Big Show, and understand this. The NFL is going in the direction of guys that are first round draft picks. They're not extending them until they get to their 5th year.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do contracts. It's not conducive to say, oh yeah, we'll save some money if we do Parsons this year 3 years in advance. That's not going to happen, because one, Parsons is not going to take a contract at 2023 rate, where in 2025 the rate will be more.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys are not going to kick out money for a long-term contract when a guy's playing a balanced sport, and you're going to sign him for a sentence that he's going to be in 2025 getting all this money, and what if he gets hurt in 2023?
Yeah.
And now you stuck.
Yeah.
So you wait to that point to make that contract number at that rate, at the going rate at that time, and you then know that this guy's going forward. But there is another move that's coming from the NFL, and I'm telling you, Big Show, you need to watch this. If you look at the latest history of the NFL, the years of an NFL player is dropping rapidly. The average years now is 3.5 years as the average years for guys in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what they're going to say is this. When I draft a first-round draft pick like CeeDee Lamb, I draft a first-round draft pick like Michael Parsons, I'm going to get 5 great years from this.
Mm-hmm. At the beginning. Mm-hmm.
Do I think they're going to play another 5 years?
No. No way.
So I'm going to take my chance with the first 5 years and get all the juice out of that orange, and then we may negotiate, or I might let somebody else take the back half.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
That's where this is going, so they can cut down from these guys getting big down. And when the collective bargaining agreement happened along for, the players thought that they were getting a good service by going 5-year contracts and 4-year contracts with not first-round draft picks and 5-year contracts with first-round draft picks. Mm-hmm. But now, since guys are not playing in the NFL for 14, 10, 11 years, you've seen a lot of guys are done after 8 and 7 and 9 years.
Mm-hmm. You're
going to start to see a lot of guys after that first contract, and they become all pros. Let's say Parsons is an all pro. He makes the defensive player of the year. You win a Super Bowl. He's an all pro. The next year at 24, you might say, hey, I got his best years already.
Mm-hmm.
Why sign to $35 million for what he has done? Is he going to be at that same productivity in year 6, 7, 8, 9?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're not signing people earlier. This is why Ezekiel Elliott should go down as this, in the history as one of the smartest people that ever laced up some cleats. Because he got to make a move, and if he didn't make that move then, he would have lost about $50 to $60 million.
Yep.
That gained him $60 million for making that move at that particular point.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys are not going to get hurt with this. I think that, like I said, we need to hold the line with Zach Martin, because Zach Martin should not be in the front of the line when you have guys that are your core that's going to be the duration of this team, that we know that their longevity is at least going to be 5 or 6 more years or 4 to 5 more years. And then we move a guy that's in his 13th year up to the money and get the money. And then we say, yeah, it's eerie, he's going to play the whole time. Because diminishing returns, you can't pay it. The worst thing you can do in sports, Big Show, is pay somebody for what they have done.
Mm-hmm.
Our Lakers did that. Our Lakers did that with Kobe.
Yeah.
You paid Kobe for what he had done, not what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And you do not pay players for what they have done, because when you pay them, the money is then, and if they don't get to that level again, you are stuck with a heavy weight, and this is a burden on the team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Zach Martin is a bad player, but these guys need to be first. If Zach Martin becomes first before Diggs and Steele, that tells me something about the mentality, and if you know what I mean, of the Cowboys organization.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know that's always in play, what you talking about. And you know what time it is. You can't dismiss that, because we are talking about a lot of people talk about Amari Cooper. Well, Amari Cooper didn't get. It's amazing that they didn't want to pay Cooper $20 million, but that's probably what you're going to have to pay CD when this time comes. But you ain't gonna be such a big rush. The reason why that Cooper got put off the team was not because of his play. It was because it was personal. That's because Cooper, if you remember, did not decide to take the shots when COVID was around and was going around and was being seen like slapping his face. And then he got I think he did get sick and he didn't have the shot, and they blamed him for it, and Jerry went ahead and put him out. So I only said that to say, Coach, we all know that Jerry gets personal sometimes. And I think Zach Martin is one of those guys that he holds in the utmost regard for, if you understand what I'm saying. Like the Jason Wittens, like the Sean Lees, those guys there. I really believe that he's in that category, and I believe they're gonna take care of him. I really do. I agree that maybe you shouldn't, but I got a feeling that they are.
I'll say this. That could be. I'll say this in closing. First, I want to make one comment about Amari Cooper. If you listen to some Cleveland talk things, this is Cooper's last year in Cleveland. They talking about getting off that boat.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think it's something is with the player of a person that gets that and he still keeps moving, right? Anyway.
Yeah.
Second thing, with Zach Martin, this could be a blessing for Steele and for Diggs because just put it on Front Street that when I say it again at the early, we have to listen to what he said. He don't like how the talks been going. So he is putting it out there in front to say, I'm not going to play around with it. If you don't do something that's promised to me, I'm going to make this known that out there, and I'm talking about that I may hold out.
Yeah.
This might accelerate the Diggs and the Steele development, and he's letting them know that 6-year deals that the Cowboys like to do is not conducive to you being in the level of play 5 years down the line and keep you in the top of the market or in at least the top 10 or the top 5 in your play. It shows you that you're getting a contract well beneath your value, and as inflation goes up, you're going to find yourself in that 5th year underpaid.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be the move that their agents can say, hey, we want better deals. Now the Cowboys have to get these guys in, and the Cowboys are in a big structure. And I said it again when you put in the group text. Show me the money, Jerry. Jerry said we like our players. We like our guys. We sign our own guys. Jerry said, I'm not afraid to write a check. Well, in the last 6 years, CBS said in the last 6 to 7 years, the Cowboys have spent less cash money on football players
he wrote the check.
than anybody in the league.
He said he'll write the check, but he ain't wrote the check.
He wrote the check since Dak Prescott 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
If he wants to make this fit and to get this team where he can still have some salary room for the next 2-3 years, they're going to have to ante up. Dak Prescott, if you want to give Dak Prescott an extension, drop a big check. Drop a big check to Dean. Drop a big check to Terrence Field. Next year, drop a big check to CeeDee Lamb. You will not be in salary cap hell, but you will have your team, but you can't do it cheap without spending the cash. And as Jerry Maguire said in the Jerry Maguire movie, show me the money, dude. $6 billion or $10 billion company. You can't show me the money by dropping $20 million check. Something ain't right in Dallas.
I agree, Coach. I appreciate you, man, as always. And listen, everybody, man, keep Coach Marv and his family in your prayers. And Coach, you know you always got a place here at the show. We'll see you when you get back. Man, I appreciate
for you, all your man. Hey, keep on climbing, man. Keep on pushing, like I always say, man.
Appreciate
good things happen for good people.
Appreciate it, Coach. You're a big part of the reason why the show is growing like crazy. So we thank you, man. Appreciate you, Coach.
All right, brother.
All right. Phone line is open. I got called for time for a couple more, just maybe one or two more. Appreciate everybody that hung with me, man. This is one of the good show here today. Appreciate all y'all. Y'all lighting up the chat. Let me say this. JD puts up a great point, which I agree with. And I guess it's in kind of opposed to what Coach Marv said. This is a case where two things could be right at the same time. Personally, I would not pay Zach now. I wouldn't. And the reason why is because primarily what Coach Marv had said, like, you can't see, just because you like the player or what he has meant to the organization does not mean that they should get the right to skip folks whenever they want. And please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying Zach Martin because I think it's a travesty myself, but this is what the contract was when he signed it. We all know that he's not the 9th ranked guard in the league, or he shouldn't be the 9th highest paid guard in the league. He's the best guard in the league, and he's been that way for the last 4 or 5 years. Even at his older downhill slide, he's still the best guard in the league. He should not be the 9th highest paid. There's no question about that. But at the same time, considering who you got coming, who's at the front of the line, you got to go ahead and take care of them. Now, you may make Zach incredibly ticked off because he's on the downhill slide, and every player is to try to get as much money as they can before they end up retiring. I ain't got no problem with that. But what JD just said on this, as you can look right here, is the truth also. If you tell me that Zach Martin is not going to be on this team, and I seriously doubt that this is going to be the case, that he won't be there for week 1 because of a contract dispute, we can't go into the week 1 without Zach Martin. That's the position where he is. A lot of people think that Zach Martin is the second best player on this team, only behind Michael Parsons. If you tell me Zach Martin, and the Cowboys know that, that's what I'm getting to, which is really all depending on how Zach really want to play this thing. We all know Zach Martin got to be on their field, and they know it, and Zach knows it. So it really all, and that's why I say JD is right. He has to be on the field. We are a better football team without a doubt. Without him, he is an anchor on this line. He is the best offensive lineman on the team. You don't want to go into that without him. So that's why I was saying Coach Marv is 100% right. And in this case, I agree also with JD. We can't. The key sentence is the truth. He says we have no replacement right now for Martin. Yeah, you can throw somebody in, but I mean the production level goes down. The production level with Martin goes up when he's in the game, and when he's not in the game, the production level goes down. It's really that simple. He's a different dude. You know, we talking about a no question first ballot Hall of Famer, a walking, living, playing Hall of Fame football player right now. No, he's different. He's a different type of guy. You can't be. You try to substitute. We got to have him in that lineup week 1. You might be able to miss him in training camp, a little training camp, a little. He ain't gonna play in preseason anyway. But week 1, when we go to New York against the Giants, big number 70 better be in that huddle. Or you feel better when he's in the huddle rather than him not being in there. So I agree with JD there, and I agree with Coach Marv. So some kind of way this is gonna have to get. I don't know if meeting in the middle is even. It's really all about how Zach gonna play it. Are you pissed off? Okay. Are you so pissed off that you're not gonna play, or you gonna hold out? That's the real question. Cowboys may call his bluff here. The Cowboys very well may call his bluff. He very well may do. I got another call real quick.
Call from.
Sure.
Hello, I didn't get that name, but you're on the Big Time Show. What's up? Who is this?
This is Wild Uncensored, Big Time.
Who is this?
Wild Uncensored, Big Time.
Waldo Simpson?
Yeah.
What's up with you?
Man, what them Cowboys got to do to they really get out the NFC, man, the NFC East, man?
What we got to do? Do what we always have done, beat up the East. That's all we got to do. It's the other games that we don't.
You don't think you got to run the ball?
I don't think that we're gonna run the ball. I believe that. I believe we're gonna do it. I believe we're gonna be better situationally running the ball, because I believe that McCarthy is going to call the game better than Kellen Moore at moments.
Kellen Moore?
Yeah, I believe he's going to call the game like stuff when, you know, first down and goal from the 4-yard line. I don't think that Coach McCarthy going to throw a bubble screen from the 4-yard line.
Okay.
I just think, you know, I don't think he's going to call a jet sweep from the 10-yard line. That's what Kellen Moore used to do. I get you spread them out and all that kind of stuff, but at least spread them out and run the ball. Kellen Moore would throw it on first down from the 4-yard line. He'll throw it 3 straight times, and we'll be kicking the field goal. I believe we're going to run the ball.
What about that young boy, Marquise Bell? You think he going to get some credit this year?
From what I'm hearing, man, they love Marquise Bell, but here's the thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other than special teams, it's going to kind of be hard for him, barring injury, of course, for him to really get on this defense. And I know what you're saying. Marquise will lay you out. He's a ball player. But I believe Marquise has an excellent chance of being one of our special team aces, to be honest with you. I think he's going to do that, but it's going to be kind of hard for him to get real playing time, you know, with Curse there and Hooker and Donovan Wilson there. I just can't see him getting, you know, a lot of time there other than people getting injured. But I can see him being a special team guy.
What about the other young boy, Isaiah Land? You think he got a chance to make the team at all on that D-line?
Be tough, Doc, because you got to keep in mind, you know, look at the spots where we already have. You know, let's go down the list together. DeMarcus Lawrence, OC, Jonathan Hankins, Bohanna, Gallimore still there. I ain't got to the ends. We got Dorrance Armstrong. We got Sam Williams. We got the kid that we just drafted from San Jose State. Forgive me his name, but he's a ball player. I just named about 9, 10 guys right then. I think we still got Fowler, if I'm not mistaken. I think we still got Fowler there. So I'm saying it's going to be kind of hard for him to get in. You know, that now what I have heard, or at least I've seen articles that say that Gallimore and Bohanna are going to be battling. You know, they ain't just too high on that list, especially when you got Mozzie Smith now, who's automatically going to come in and take somebody's spot. Somebody's going down in the depth chart just because Mozzie Smith showed up. So it really ain't, and then it all depends on how many defensive tackles and edge rushers that the Cowboys carry. I didn't even mention Chauncey Golston. You know, I mean, we loaded there. So it's going to be kind of hard for guys they really got to do something to get, you know, impress Dan Quinn, to, you know, to climb over somebody.
So what's so big time? What holes do you see that kind of alarm you as a long-time Cowboy fan? You've been a Cowboy fan a long time. What areas and positions scare you that you kind of worry about regular season, preseason about?
Right now, I'm going with kicker because we got a bunch of unknowns. We got to sign a guy out of USFL, and then you got a guy who Shane Visserino, who, you know, really didn't kick anywhere, and this is too good of a team, at least roster-wise, that you need to be walking into the season with a whole bunch of question marks as your kicker. You ain't gonna score no touchdown every time. We need somebody that's gonna put that ball through them uprights. We ain't got time for shakiness. And if they can't get it done, you got to get somebody in here that's going to get it done. So that's really the only spot. I mean, I can nitpick, and that kicker position really is the one that I'm looking at the most. You know, nitpicking stuff, O-line depth. You know, everybody not gonna stay healthy. Can we handle the injuries on the O-line, and how much, you know, how much of a drop off would it be if Tyron Smith get hurt again, if Zach Martin gets hurt? Do we have adequate backups that'll be good enough that the drop of the quality of the line wouldn't be so, you know, so obvious? Like, you know, if Zach Martin go down, let's just say, Vince, we the number 2 offensive line unit in the game. If Zach Martin go down, and the bag will come in, do we automatically drop to 13 immediately? You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff.
I got one more question. I got two more questions, and big time, I'm out of here. Do you see that I'm sorry to say this, man, that Mexican boy y'all got from the, you know what I mean, that program, game playing time, and also, how do you feel about Baby Prime coming to Dallas in the future? Shedeur Sanders. And now I'm out of here.
Appreciate you, man.
I listen from the radio.
I got you. I think they should cut the guy because they're trying to put him on defense now. He never played defense before. So they just trying to find a spot for him. He going to get swallowed up easily on defense. So I believe he should be cut, to be honest with you. Anytime they trying to just find something for you and you never played the position before, we don't have time for experiments. As far as Shedeur Sanders goes, we would never get him because we're not going to be that bad. Shedeur Sanders is probably going to be a top 10 pick when he comes out, obviously. And the Cowboys are not going to have that type of record to get him, to be honest with you. It's just not going to happen. He's going to go to a team that done had a bad year and, use a guy like him and he's considered to be a real good one. So I don't think the Cowboys will get him because I don't think our record would be that bad. Would I love to have him? Let me see him play at Colorado one year against the Pac-12 rather than playing the SWAC conference. I'm not saying he's trash, but the competition level has stepped up. Let's see how he does this year, and we'll have a better, feel for him when it comes on. All right. Listen, I appreciate everybody. That's going to do it. My time is up. Thank y'all for coming hang with me. Listen, you guys, please come to hang with me on Monday night at 7 p.m. For another edition of the Big Time Show. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Appreciate everybody that was in the chat, man. Y'all lit it up today. I appreciate it so much. And those of you that are on Podbean, thank you for hanging with me. But that's it. We out of here. Everybody, if you've been hanging with me, you know what time it is. Go ahead and put them hand clap emojis up. Let's jam our way out of here. We out of here, everybody. This has been the one and only, the Big Time Show.